We are a quarter way through the NBA season. Let's take a look to see who you should be selling high and buying low for fantasy basketball. Coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We're going to take a look at 5 players that you should be considering selling high based on their performance here so far, and 5 players you should be looking at buying low, perhaps, as we go forward here in the season. Now that we're through 20 games or so on the slate, we can take a good hard look at some of the stats and make some predictions here for the rest of the year. So let's start with the 5 players that you should be considering selling high. We're going to start in Toronto with OG Anunoby. Currently sitting with 19 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2.2 assists. Leads the league at 2.4 steals a game, 1.0 assist, or 1.0 blocks on 47% shooting from the field, 85% from the line. He's currently ranked 14th in the Yahoo game. OG has been an absolute monster on the defensive end, and he's had to pick up the offensive slack with the rash of injuries through Toronto, but they're now all pretty much healthy. All of the major usage guys are playing again on the squad, that being Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and Scotty Barnes. So OG is not going to be needed quite as much on the offensive side of the ball as he was when they were all down. So I'm expecting his usage rate to drop quite a bit. Probably going to be the 3rd option on the team going forward. He may split that with Scotty here. We'll see how that goes over the course of the year. Even with reduced minutes and reduced touches, he's still going to be a plus defender. So I wouldn't expect that his defensive stats would drop off quite so much, but I would imagine that you'll see less scoring and likely less supportive stats like your rebounds going forward here with OG. So he would be a good guy that I would consider selling high if he's on your squad. Next up, we're going to Indiana. Myles Turner, 18 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 2.6 blocks, 54% from the field, 83% from the line. He is playing a lot of minutes on this Indiana team, and there's a lot of talk about him switching teams at some point during the year. He's probably being featured as trade bait. Who knows? But I would be shocked if he remains a Pacer past the trade deadline here this year. And if he does move, he could go to the Lakers, or he could go to a contending team. In either situation there, I imagine his usage rate should drop quite significantly. He is still going to be a plus defender there as well, so you're not going to see necessarily a loss in blocks unless his minutes go down. But yeah, he's not going to be commanding the ball quite nearly as much as he is currently in Indiana. So he's another guy that I would consider trading off if you can during the early parts of this season. Up next, we've got Tobias Harris for Philadelphia, the 76ers. 16.9 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.3 steals on 48% shooting from the field, 81% from the line so far. Having a nice season right now with Philadelphia. Most of that is due to the fact that they've seen some major injuries on that squad there as well. Harden is due back possibly as early as Monday, so once he gets back here, there's going to be far less touches, of course, for Harris because Harden demands the ball. I would guess that Harris's value is likely going to be at its peak at the 25th rank here for Yahoo. I don't think it's going to go much higher than that for the rest of the season. And then, of course, when Tyrese Maxey returns, we're going to see the ball out of Harris's hands even more. So another player that I would consider selling high going forward. Up next, we've got Ball for the Orlando Magic. 13.5 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, 2 blocks. Cashing in on some threes there as well. He's 24th ranked in Yahoo right now. He's been a revelation for squads for the first quarter of this year, but I have a feeling that is going to diminish as the season goes on. He could possibly get a bench role. He's likely going to get a reduction from the 27 minutes per game that he's currently playing once Wendell Carter Jr. returns. He's still roster worthy. I'd still make sure that he's on a squad somewhere, but I don't think he's going to end up as a top 25 player, probably even by midseason. I would imagine he's going to be close to the top 75 at that point. And then we've got Zion Williamson as our last sell high candidate here. Of course, for the Pelicans, 22.7 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, 4.0 assists, 1.1 steals, 58% shooting from the field, 71% from the line. I imagine his field goal percentage to go up over the course of the rest of the season, and he just came off a monster game against the Raptors, so that was 33 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. This is the perfect time to consider dangling him here to another manager. Zion, of course, his career stocks are 1.5. That stocks are steals plus blocks. So he's not going to be putting in 4 steals, 2 blocks a game, not even close. And of course, he's a major injury risk. He's going to score you a lot of buckets when he's on the court because he's unstoppable. But he's very one-dimensional that way. He's not going to help you out in steals. He's not going to help you out in three-pointers all that much. And he's a bit of a drag on his free throw percentages. So, if somebody is in for the big name, you may be able to find a nice trade candidate for Zion if he's currently on your squad. All right, up next, let's go choose some buy low players. And we're going to start back in Toronto with Pascal Siakam. Now back from injury here. He was posting percentages, or numbers of 24.1 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 48% from the field, 73% from the line. He commands the ball in Toronto. He is the number 1 usage player on that team. The majority of the offense is going to be running through him, hence the 7.4 assists. Certainly somebody that you're going to want to have on your squad. And now that he's back, this is your buy low window on Pascal Siakam is closing. So if there is somebody who was considering trading him off, I would seriously try to make a good push to get him on your squad. I imagine that these numbers are going to remain the same over the course of the year, possibly even go up. His 73% free throw shooting is about 4 percentage points lower than his career average, and that's kind of dragging his ratings down there a little bit. So I imagine that will likely go up there as well. You should be looking at a big-time all-star season from Pascal going forward. Up next, we got Devin Vassell for the Spurs. 20.4 points per game, 4.0 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 46% from the field, 78% from the line. He's ranked 85 in Yahoo leagues. Having a breakout season for sure, but it's looking like he's trying to separate himself a little bit from Keldon Johnson as the number 1 option there in San Antonio. He's certainly putting up much better percentages than Johnson. I think Johnson right now is sub 40 in the field goal percentage. So you might see that Devin Vassell will be getting more looks as the season goes on now that he's establishing himself. And also, he is usually good for a steal a game. He's averaging less than that right now. But I imagine with his the minutes that he's getting, I would guess that he should rebound to getting over 1 steal per game here going forward. So another player that I would look at seeing if you can buy low. You can get him pretty cheap. You wouldn't have to give much for him there. And he's playing on a small market team, so not a whole lot of people are really paying a whole lot of attention. Might be somebody that I would consider grabbing if you can. Up next in Sacramento, we have Kevin Huerter. 16.1 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 49% from the field, 69% from the line. Currently ranked 50 in Yahoo leagues. He has gotten commitments from his coach to be big plans for the offense this year, and he's averaging career high in points and field goal percentage and minutes. And Sacramento's actually in the hunt this year, so this may not change as the year goes on. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of tanking from Sacramento. So expect Kevin Huerter to remain at this level here as the season goes on. And they are, I think, the 2nd ranked offense right now in the league. So there's a lot of pace. There's a lot of guys that are contributing. Kevin Huerter is not going to see any real pressure for those type of minutes kind of going forward here. So yeah, I would definitely look at getting him. His free throw percentages are below his career norms here as well, so I imagine those are going to creep up probably towards the 75% mark here as the season goes on. Kelly Oubre Jr. is next here for Charlotte. 19.7 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 1.7 steals on 44% from the field, 72% from the line. He's ranked 39 in Yahoo circles. Gordon Hayward is set to miss some serious time now with his shoulder injury, and Kelly Oubre Jr. is already a career-high steal rate, and he's going to get more playing time on the way. He's also averaging career high in scoring here too. Possibly mid-30s. He's currently sitting around 31 minutes per game. You might see him closer to 34, 35, especially for the amount of time that Hayward is missing, which would likely see an uptick in the current numbers that he's currently exhibiting here. So somebody that I would seriously target if you can get him, if you make a trade for him here, that would be somebody that I would definitely be looking at there too. And last but not least, we're going to go back to San Antonio. Trey Jones, 12.2 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 7.1 assists, 1.5 steals on 42% shooting from the field, 90% from the line. Trey Jones is a great player to have on either head-to-head leagues, or you can consider him as well for points leagues here too, because he's a great assist to turnover ratio type player. He's going to average you 7.1. So he's averaging 7.1 assists, and I think it's just over 2 turnovers per game. So that's really, really good numbers there. And he's starting to find his scoring touch a little bit more here. He's a career 46.2% shooter. He's currently year-to-date 41.7. So I'm expecting a regression closer to his career averages as the season goes along there for that. And that's going to possibly add another couple points per game to his current totals, which would make him even more attractive as the season goes on here. High assists, really good point levels. That spells winner there for me. So key in if you can get a Trey Jones off cheap here. Again, small market in San Antonio, so most people aren't really keying in on Trey Jones. You might be able to get him here pretty cheap. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it here. Please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Leave a comment as well if you think I missed somebody here that I should be keying in to buy low or sell high. But that's going to do it for this one here. Thanks again for watching. We are going to sign off for now, but we are going to catch you guys on our next episode.